You know what, Maria? Kash is not kidding. We've been personally briefed extensively on every single detail, nugget, tendril of this case. One is actively in court right now, so out of respect for the case, it's probably more appropriate that I stay quiet on that. However, I'm not going to tell people what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth, and whether you like it or not is up to you. If there was a big explosive there, right? Given my history as a Secret Service agent and my personal friendship as a director does with the president, give me one logical, sensible reason we would not have. If you can think of one, there isn't. There in some of these cases, the there you're looking for is not there. And I know people, I get it. I understand. It's not there. If it was there, we would have told you.
Kash speaks at last. The FBI director, Kash Patel, breaks his silence on this entire Epstein debacle. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I've been doing, several videos on this. First, the DOJ report came out on July 4th weekend, last Sunday of all times, late at night, saying nothing happened. We reviewed everything. It's all good. Moving on. And everybody was in an uproar, including myself. Like, what do you mean? What's going on? Then we have breaking news that Dan Bongino apparently got into this heated confrontation over Pam Bondi with White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. A couple of reports were saying that he was screaming, he was enraged, he didn't show up for work yesterday on Friday. Today's Saturday, July 12th, as of this recording. And now FBI Director Kash Patel breaks his silence. I'm going to go through exactly what he said. Also, it's a little bit of a conundrum because I really didn't expect this from Kash, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to show you some clips of what he used to say about Epstein and what he's saying now. So stick around for that. And then also the last story that I'm going to talk about, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, otherwise known as AOC, may just get George Slopadopolized. Oh yes, I just invented a new word. She just posted a tweet over Epstein talking about Trump that may get her sued for defamation. As a matter of fact, it's very concrete evidence for that. I'm going to share with you exactly what she said. So stick around for that. I promise you don't want to miss that. But first, here is what Kash just said today, Saturday, July 12th. Check this out. Okay, so Kash Patel posted this saying, the conspiracy theories just aren't true. Never have been. It's an honor to serve the President of the United States. He acts President Donald Trump, his personal account, not his POTUS account. And I'll continue to do so for as long as he calls on it. So one could only guess what Kash Patel is referring to, but I think it is safe to say he probably is largely referring to all the backlash that has come from the way that Pam Bondi handled this, the way that the DOJ memo report came out on Sunday, July 4th weekend, the way that, a lot of people have been showing their frustration and being upset online on X and various media forums, even Megyn Kelly attacking the DOJ, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of people basically thinking that everything that we had hoped, the entire credibility of the DOJ, rests upon this notion of radical transparency that Trump has embodied since the very beginning. And now we're seeing that it seems like the guys who were supposed to go after the deep state are now covering for the deep state. So I think that, I'm just guessing, I could be wrong, but I think that's what he's referring to. Let me know if you disagree, agree in the comments down below. But it's very, very odd that he would post something like this, given that he's talked so openly and publicly about Epstein, about the cover-up, about said conspiracy himself. Check out these clips I'm going to share with you, and then come on back. We'll talk about it. Watch this. Really quickly, before we get into the clips, I almost forgot to share this with you. Todd Blanche was the Deputy Attorney General working directly under Pam Bondi, seemingly coming to the, I guess, recently disgraced Attorney General's defense. I mean, that's an accurate way of putting it. Everybody, Charlie Kirk did this huge interview with Megyn Kelly at the Turning Point USA event, and the entire audience essentially said, Bondi's got to go. Everybody online is saying Bondi's got to go. Well, Todd Blanche, who again was Trump's lead attorney, he's now Deputy Attorney General, but he was once Trump's lead attorney, who I thought did an amazing job in the hush money trial in New York, brought on by fake Don Juan Merchan and Letitia Big Shame James, says this: I worked closely with FBI Director Kash and FBI Deputy Director Bongino on the joint FBI and DOJ memo regarding the Epstein files. All of us signed off on the contents of the memo and the conclusion stated in the memo. The suggestion by anyone that there was any daylight between the FBI and DOJ leadership on this memo's composition and release is patently false. So it sounds to me like Todd Blanche is saying, I don't care if you guys are mad at Pam Bondi. I don't care if Dan Bongino is upset with Pam Bondi and threatening to leave or threatening to resign. And now there's even talks that Kash was saying if Bongino goes, I go. I mean, it's just total bedlam in the Justice Department and FBI right now. But it sounds to me like Todd Blanche is saying, hey, these guys signed off on this. So this is a major, major internal chaotic rift right now between the Department of Justice and the FBI. It is awful for President Trump. It is awful for the American people. It just gives more fodder for the loser Democrats who are losing big time right now. You're giving them a life raft, which is awful. We don't want that because these guys hate America and they want to create a communistic Bolshevik state. They're all backing Mamdani from New York, who is a straight up Leninist. I mean, he's more left of Lenin. It's just awful. And this predicates really what AOC says, and I'll share that with you in a minute. But let's go to what Kash Patel used to say about these said conspiracy theories that he now says are nothing but conspiracy. Watch.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is that. I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting
Yes.
of the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a Black Book or the manifesto.
But the Black Book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the Black Book.
On day one. He says release it on day one. Maybe that's why Pam Bondi kept saying it's on my desk. We have thousands of documents. We have truckloads. Maybe that's why she passed out these fake pseudo binders that said Epstein Files Phase 1 on them. It took forever. What happened at day one, Kash? Is that a conspiracy? Were you peddling a conspiracy? And by the way, I want to be very, very crystal clear here. I was extremely excited about this cabinet. I was extremely excited, specifically about the intelligence leadership that Trump put in place, including Kash, Bongino, Bondi, Ratcliffe, etc., etc. I am not creating this to defame them, to decry them and belittle them, etc. All I'm trying to figure out is what happened to you. That's all I'm trying to figure out. I hope you're watching this channel because you want the truth. I'm not just here to give what you want to hear, what we hope to hear. That's not what Trump would do. Trump is the party of radical transformation, radical transparency, and radical common sense revolution. The mission of this channel is to make common sense go viral. This is in direct contradiction to what you're saying now and what you used to say. So I think it's not only warranted, but it's actually intelligent and an exercise in critical thinking to ask, what the happened to you? What's going on here? But wait, there's more. Listen to what he said, Benny, not that long ago. Check this out.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
I also have more footage, but I can't play it or else I'll get a copyright strike, of him essentially telling Joe Rogan that he never thought that Jeffrey Epstein did anything but off himself. He was never engaged in the camp that thought that he was, offed by somebody else. And there's direct footage from a couple of years ago of him saying it was absolutely impossible. And he even cited his own law enforcement experience and service for credibility for his ethos, saying that it's absolute impossibility that he did that to himself, meaning that Epstein, you know what I mean? So I can't say it, otherwise the video will get deleted. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. So another contradiction. So that was him then. And this is him now. Notice the difference in conviction, energy, body language, gesticulations, mannerisms. This is what he has to say now. Besides what I just showed you in his post saying the conspiracy theories aren't true, look at the way he answers Brett Baer's question when asked directly about Epstein.
The Epstein thing, you dealt with Maria, you said, as far as you know, he killed himself.
I'm telling you, he killed himself.
The other thing on the internet is the Epstein files. What's the answer to that?
The answer to that is the same as everything else. I'm not going to withhold information from the American public ever, but I'm also not going to rush to get it out there in a format in which they can't rely on it. So on the Epstein matter or any other matters, we are diligently working on that. And it takes time to go through years of investigations, years of political maneuvering, and years of cover-up to get the American people what they deserve. And that's what I'm going to give them on everything.
The earlier clip I shared of him and Bongino talking to Maria Bartiromo, and this clip right here of him talking to Brett Baer, if you contrast that with the way he was talking a year and a half ago to Glenn Beck, and then a couple years ago to Benny, etc., it's a stark difference. The disparity is vast. And I just want to know why, what's going on, what's happening. And I think a lot of people want to know. I said in an earlier video that one of them has to go. I now almost feel like there's even some rumblings here that I don't know if I buy, that Bongino and Kash worked in tandem to get this report leaked, that there was some kind of rift or whatever, just so that Pam Bondi could go. First of all, Pam Bondi has already said she's not going to resign. Todd Blanche coming out to defend her says a lot, I think. President Trump loves Bondi. President Trump loves Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche was his lead attorney on multiple huge federal indictments. So there's no way that Pam Bondi's going anywhere. And I know this gets a lot of flack. Here's what I think. I think Bongino is definitely going to go. I think he's going to be happy to go back to his cushy podcasting life. And he really, really didn't understand what he was getting involved in. Maybe it had something to do with pushback from, they didn't want him to release everything that he wanted to release. But there's a part of me, he complained earlier. He said, I'm away from my family. I miss my family. I'm suffering. I don't get to see my kids. He's also an entrepreneur, being a podcaster. I mean, I speak from personal experience. I worked in the public sector as a professor at the university. It was hell. It was hell. Now that I run and I've been running businesses my whole life, but now that I'm running my own media company, it's completely different. I'm my own boss and I love it. It's just a different personality type. His personality type lends itself to what we're doing right now. Maybe he wants out and he doesn't want to seem like he's quitting. He wants it to seem like there's irreconcilable differences so he can go back to being, to his life, his beautiful life of comfort. That's what, there's a part of me that really feels that way. Again, I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Okay. I've got nothing against people think, oh man, why are you hating on, I'm not hating on Bongino. I'm just calling it like I see it. And so that's what I feel. I could be wrong. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I definitely did not. This was the last thing I expected from Kash Patel. for him, who was so adamant and vehement about everything that we were adamant and vehement when it came to Epstein. Now he's saying you're all just a bunch of conspiracy theorists. Make it make sense. Last thing I expected from Kash. Okay, our last story here. AOC posted this not only on her government account on X, but she also posted this on her personal X account. Check this out. So she posted, who would have thought that electing a RAPIST, I can't even say it, otherwise I'll delete the video, would have complicated the release of the Epstein files. This was her government account, but she also posted this on her personal account. Excuse me, Madam Representative, I beg your pardon, but do you recall that ABC was forced to pay Trump $15 million for Slopadopoulos George saying the exact same thing live on the air? Are you ready to fork over that kind of cash? Give me a huge yeah in the comments down below if you want Trump to sue the absolute beep out of AOC, because she deserves it. That right there is defamation. That's the exact same thing that ABC was forced. Hey, AOC, you better lawyer up, and you better lawyer up fast. Ooh, I hope to goodness that President Trump's takes you to the bank and laughs all the way to court, because you, my dear, have just committed ultimate libelous defamation. You better lawyer up fast. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think on everything that we've been talking about, discussing with Kash, Bongino, Bondi. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think Kash is going to leave? Kash is going to go. Bongino's going to leave. Bongino's going to go. Bondi's going to get fired. I highly doubt that. Let me know what you guys think about everything that we talked about. I can't wait to hear from you. If you love America, tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out immeasurably. Even if you're on your TV, you can do it with your remote. Just tap that thumbs up. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. If you want a one-of-a-kind made in the USA hat, link to our shops in the pinned comment. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.